maybe this podcast was a mistake. I know we're trying not to have like any more bully Ollie moments, but
You guys are trying not to have any more? That's news to me.
Yeah, we had a talk before you joined the call.
You guys don't need to go to our social media you can just listen to the podcast.
Yeah, listen to the podcast and we verbally berate Ollie for about an hour and a half.
This is
No
what I
matter
get for
what it
being the
is.
only child on this podcast.
Start your sublight engines. It's time for RuPaul's Pod Race, a queer Star Wars podcast. Welcome back to another week of chaos. Hi, my name's Klaudia. My pronouns are she, her. My TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, everything is Klaudia says, K-A-L-U-D-I-A says. My gender of the week is Kylo Ren X Chopper, which is my new OTP.
Hi, I'm Ollie. My pronouns are they, them. You can find me on TikTok and pretty much all social media at Ollie Fresh with a PH. And my gender this week is Zygerian Catboy, derogatory. Keep that
does
in
that
mind.
mean that if Eli Vanto is a Catboy, he's cosplaying as
No,
a Zygerian?
I posit Eli Vanto Bunny Boy from now on.
Just about to say that. I was like, what an insult to Catboy Eli Vanto to compare him to Zygerian slavers. How dare you?
Honestly, the gay people Star Wars checklist has Eli Vanto in the first 5 minutes and Commander Cody 20-minute conversation. I love that for us.
The
And we
RuPaul's,
meet that quota every week.
The RuPaul's Pod Race bingo sheet.
Oh, I was gonna say the RuPaul's Pod Race drinking game, and you're fucking obliterated.
Yeah, actually, if somebody makes the RuPaul's Pod Race bingo card or drinking game, I really want to see it.
Hi, my name is Mel. I use they, them pronouns. You can find me on TikTok at Grunkle Rex. And my gender this week is text Google Translate glasses.
Not the Google Glass.
I've never thought about this before, but Tech would wear Google Glass, and then he would be like, "Okay,
He
Glass,
fucking
look
does
up
canonically.
how to get not bullied for Glass."
He does.
He canonically wears that.
Not to abandon my position of tech slander, but he was actually useful this week and wasn't the worst.
Thank you.
So that's a start. I guess I'll go next. I'm Noah. My pronouns are he, him. You can find me on TikTok at the Jewish Jedi. And my gender this week is Imperial sponsored corporate Pride merch. Just because Pride Month is coming up and I want to talk about it.
Do you think the Chimera is just like a corporate pride float?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
And they
somebody-
wheel it out
coexist
for the
bumper
Pride
sticker
Parade.
on
They're
the
like,
back.
see, they're like, see, we hire gay people. Look at all
Yeah.
these guys.
So
These
this
gays.
is an idea that came from my friend Sarah, my friend, and where she said the Thrawn novels where everything is the same, but the Chimera has a bumper sticker that says "Save us, space horse, ride us, space cowboy." Chiss loving novelty bumper stickers feels right. Vanto is not aware of its existence, and then we thought Chimera with a coexist bumper sticker.
I'm Jess. My pronouns are they, them. You can find me on most social media at Kawaii Jessio. And my gender this week is AFAB, assigned Fartass at birth.
We can give you a little bit of context for Fartass, which is that if you all know the website Fantasy Name Generator, there is a category for clones, and we did hit randomize a few times, and there were some funny ones, and then we hit randomize, and the name Fartass came up as a randomly generated name for a clone that fantasynamegenerator.com deemed, yeah, that seems like something a clone would be called. And we have not been able to stop thinking about it since it happened.
He got assigned Fartass by the other clones. That's my head.
I just want to know though too, because I feel like don't all the clone names have like some kind of story that is the reason why they're named that?
Yeah.
What did Fartass do to deserve
He
this
farted
name?
so loud.
He farted so loud he pushed the battle droids away.
This week's episode was a banger. Episode 5, Rampage. Yeah, let's get into it.
Period. It was absolutely a banger.
When the show breathes, I mean, I like when shows are allowed to breathe in general. Like, we don't get a lot of shows like that anymore. Like streaming is very much like you got eight episodes, keep it pushing, whatever. And like now that I've been rewatching the Clone Wars, whatever, and like I really like when things are allowed to breathe. And people are like, "There's no plot," and I'm like, "Well, they're developing the characters. It's not a filler episode. This is like, this is like." Oh, we get to see them go on a little adventure. This is what we get to live with these people for a little bit. I'm like, oh, this is so nice, and I love this. Anyways, so.
This is something I noticed as well about the Bad Batch. I know we haven't had a lot of filler episodes. I think this is really our first like quote unquote filler episode. But I noticed this with Rebels as well, is I like the filler episodes of Rebels a lot more than I liked the filler ones in Clone Wars. And I have liked this last episode way more than I liked most of the filler episodes from Clone Wars. So I'm very excited to see that trend hopefully continue.
It wasn't even like, even if it was filler, there was like little bits of like what the plot is going to be with like them bringing up Fennec. So, but it was really good. And I enjoyed that.
I mean, even in the Clone Wars, the filler, like some of the like the hits, the classics of Clone Wars are not ones of the overarching plot. They're like the more filler ones. Like, I mean, I think Cutler Quain, like the deserter one, that one's not really like a major battle or a bigger thing or whatever, but that is a classic one that teaches us a lot about world building and a lot about these characters that you could say is more filler-ish. That that was the first thing that came to mind when I watched this one. So it just went on my point of like, never skip Clone Wars episodes, because then people would skip an episode like this and then you wouldn't get all the goodness you got here. So
I will say this too. It might have. I've seen a lot of people like call it a filler episode. It didn't really feel like filler to me though. It wasn't like we're stalling for something. Like, because I don't know. And I've seen this complaint of both the Bad Batch and the Mandalorian. That like it's too scattered. There's too many like things that are happening. But I do genuinely enjoy like taking time to get some solid like jokes in, some solid character development. Just like it was a fun episode. I enjoyed watching it, and I feel like we're often like pushed like look for like, oh, the drama and the plot and like the heightened sense of everything. But like I enjoyed being able to be like, no, it was fun. Like of the Bad Batch so far, this is maybe the only episode that I'm like, I'd rewatch that if I was bored. Like I would go back and like look at that. I think it's a fun time.
yeah, and we get little, but like I didn't even notice the first time of like, oh, like Omega giving Wrecker a little high five and shit like that. Like you just.
I loved that moment so much. I
It was
literally
so
focused on
wholesome.
it so hard.
I also noticed when I rewatched it like right before we recorded, and there is the scene where they are leaving Sid's place. Wrecker and Omega turn to leave, and Wrecker puts his hand on her back to like lead her out, and I was like, oh, what I would not give for Wrecker to be my uncle right now.
Epic uncle moment.
He is the representation for uncles with head trauma that we deserve.
Yeah.
Speaking of head trauma, I do think it's like, so at first I know a lot of us were saying like, oh, maybe it's a red herring. Maybe it's just going to be like a thing. The further we go, I'm like, yeah, this is probably not a red herring. But my bone to pick with Hunter about this is that even if you didn't know that there was a chip in your friend's head, and they kept saying like, I have head pain in this same place, I'd probably be like, hey, homie, let's get you to a doctor. Or even if they're like, oh, we can't go to a doctor because they'll call the Kaminoans or something, they should still go see someone. Compounded with the fact that you do know there is potentially a chip in your buddy's head, maybe let's do something about it, dog. Anyway.
Also, not to like make this into tech slander hour, but like, why isn't Tech saying anything about that? Like, because
Busy. They don't have food.
Well, Tech is
No, I
making that
know,
little
but, like-
device, and it's like, I guess it's not done yet. But I guess he's working on it, so I guess I can't.
He
be
should
like,
work faster.
his fruity little scanner device. Thank you, Jess. You're so valid. But like, because here's my thing. Tech knows the most about the chips, and the fact that he isn't like, hey, isn't it weird that this like head trauma has happened to Wrecker, and he keeps complaining about it? And why hasn't Hunter like gone to Tech and be like, hey, bud, do you think this could be like a problem later? No? Okay, sure.
I feel like actually Omega knows the most about the chips, and Tech is just like, oh yeah,
That's
didn't you know
fair.
it existed? And Omega's like, yeah, like orders, like you guys didn't know like all the like actually Omega. I mean, this was a thing we actually saw in this episode too. Is like the Ahsoka effect of like the child of the group has the brain cell. But that's true about the chips too. Is that she actually does know the most, and that's probably the reason why. Like, if she kept seeing that like he had head trauma or whatever, like she was able to figure it out with Crosshair instantly. But like they're the adults in the room, they're like hiding things from her or whatever, and so he's going to Hunter and he's like, hey, why does my head hurt? And Hunter's like, oh shit. But like if Omega were to notice it, she would know. She would absolutely know. But she's the child, and they're purposely hiding things from her because she shouldn't have to worry about those things.
I'm thinking Hunter's got a lot on his plate right now, so maybe that's why he's trying to keep everyone alive by getting them food and also making sure that their new child is protected and safe.
This is literally the epitome of like accidental child acquisition, which is Dave Filoni moment. But I will say, in regards to Omega knowing the most about the chips, like, I think that is very evident considering the fact she's the only one who knew what happened to Crosshair. I also think it's funny, speaking of the man himself, we have not seen Crosshair since he committed an atrocious war crime.
Big fear.
And I'm really trying to figure out where he's gonna come back. And I do believe when Crosshair returns is when we're really gonna start getting into the deep plot of the show and the overarching theme. But I'm very scared for when he comes back.
But this was another thing. Again, they talked about Fennec. They talked about the bounty. They didn't say who pulled the bounty. They still didn't say. They were just like, this bounty hunter, whatever. And I'm like,
At this rate, it's Fen Rao. Fen Rao is the one who hired Fennec. And Solidarity.
They even went so far as to explicitly say, like, yeah, we don't know. Like, it wasn't just like, they didn't go into it. It's that Sid, who's an interesting new character, Sid was like, yeah, we actually don't know, which is very powerful.
The Greef Karga. She's the Greef Karga of this. Wow, it really is the same goddamn show.
I ship Greef Karga and Sid.
Stop.
Oh my god, stop.
Have you ever considered not saying things?
Never once in my life. I'm a Star Wars
Are
fan.
we just gonna gloss over the fact that Klaudia just said epic Scaley moments?
I didn't
hear that.
Leave Greef Karga alone. Come on.
Scaley Greef Karga is too much.
I mean, I feel like we do need some more headcanons for Greef Karga, so I'll accept that one for now.
Anything you can get, I hate that.
Greef Karga stands, I'm so sorry.
Well, okay, so are we going to talk about Echo's epic slavery moment? Or go on, Noah?
I was just gonna say that, yeah, it's weird that they're intentionally obstructing who it is, because that makes me think might not be the Kaminoans, because they wouldn't put this much effort. Like, I have to remind myself, this is a show for children that we as adults are watching. So whenever I'm like, they're getting a little bit heavy-handed with this Wrecker thing, I'm like, this is not a show for someone of our age. So that's why things are so obvious, but I'm like, they're really like laying it on thick that it's not who you think it is that hired Fennec, which is why I would like to go back to Claudia's theory. I think it's Maul. That's a joke, by the way, but I would love if it was Maul. Can you imagine?
Crimson Dawn. Well, if they did like a solo like reveal for Maul, the way I would ascend to the astral fucking plane.
Kira's the one who hired Fennec Shand.
Hey, Bitter X's Kira and Fennec Shand is actually
Powerful.
Oh my god, okay,
Powerful.
it's time for my weekly bring up of Fenter, which is Fennec and Hunter.
What about Fennec?
Fennec and Kira, a messy breakup, and Fennec is rebounding with Hunter, who is the bounty who she was sent after. I'm just saying that has some flavor. Lesbian Hunter and Fennec is very powerful, and I will continue to push my agenda. If anyone wants to write any Fenter or draw art for me, please.
With Hunter's a lesbian. We want to make it clear. Not heterosexual Fenter.
To be fair,
Jess,
I'll take
we
what I
gotta
can get.
go off, Jess.
Not to destroy everyone's new happy like Fennec Kira X's thing, but at this point in time, I'm pretty sure like Han Solo and Kira are only like 10 years old.
Damn it.
Okay, Maul,
I don't know how
Crimson
Star
Dawn.
Wars timeline
Star Wars
works.
Get More Women challenge.
It could be
Maul,
Maul
Crimson
still, but not Kira, unfortunately.
Or unfortunately, Dryden Voss.
Yeah, Maul and Dryden Voss. Because Maul, I'm guessing that Maul and Dryden Voss have a little bit of the dynamic of that Maul and Pre-Vizsla had, of Maul being like, these fucking idiots.
Not again.
Not again.
He's like, I guess I need another white blonde boy.
Also, the other thing I wanted to bring up was, this is a children's show, and like it might like seem super obvious to us, and I know it'd be cool if it was Maul, but not to pull like a Klaudia and bring up a different like show right now, but
I love you
in
so
Miraculous Ladybug, in Miraculous Ladybug season 1, everyone was like, oh, Adrian's dad can't be Hawkmoth, that's too obvious. But no, he was Hawkmoth. It literally was
Epic
just
spoiler moment.
They're 4 seasons in. If you don't know Adrian's dad is Hawkmoth,
I don't know who Adrian is.
The fact that we're gonna have to tag this episode for Miraculous Ladybug spoilers.
That's the episode's title.
Ladybug spoilers. Episode 5 title.
That's my drag name.
Ladybug.
Please help welcome to the stage, Miraculous Ladybug spoiler.
Miraculous Ladybug record.
But yeah,
My
it's
drag
just
name-
it's sorry. What's your drag name?
Oh, I was gonna say my drag name is Fantasy Fartass, but please continue what you're saying.
Please.
But
Fartass,
yeah,
Fartass is the drag queen of Camino.
it could be that obvious though. It's a kids show.
No,
That's very fair.
Yeah, I totally agree. But yeah, I think I was very interested to see, like, this ties in sort of to last week as well. I think we were talking about how it's very interesting to see this time, like, directly post Fall of the Republic and Rise of the Empire, to see how the characters are responding to it. And with a character like Sid, who's like, yeah, I worked with the Jedi and now the Jedi are gone, so I'm kind of not really sure what to do right now. That's such an interesting look into the world as it is now.
I want to see Hondo have that conversation.
Hondo, I'm so scared. I honestly love Hondo Ohnaka so much. I really don't want to see the pipeline that he has to go down to get from Clone Wars to Rebels Hondo.
I'm hoping that maybe actually he's who hired Fennec.
That would be sick.
That'd be so fun.
I said that that last week too, and I'm like, again, like, it was kind of a joke, but the more that they keep it vague, the more I'm like, could it be Hondo?
New theory.
But why would he want Omega?
New theory.
He's Hondo. He
Korkie.
likes kids sometimes.
New theory, it's Korkie Kryze Kenobi, and it has to do with Mandalore because this is Dave Filoni. Korkie Kryze Kenobi took the bounty out on Omega.
He said there can only be one special child, and it's me.
In the new retcon version of the original trilogy, Korkie Kryze kills Luke and Leia in cold blood because there can only be one special child in Star Wars.
He is Krennic, actually. We don't know that, but Krennic is actually a Korkie.
Okay, the way that I just was like, wait, okay, anyway, I'm thinking now, obviously the person who hired Fennec is Cody because he's the Mephisto of the Bad Batch. So
I was literally just about to say that.
Every time Mel, same mind. Every time we don't know who someone is, I'm just gonna assume it's Cody.
That's very powerful.
You can take a shot for us mentioning Cody.
What if Boba Fett is actually the one who hired Fennec because he said there can only be one special
What if Darth Jar Jar
clone child? Not Darth Jar Jar.
I do like the idea of Boba Fett taking out the bounty. He finds out about this clone child and he's like, wait, I'm the only one who's allowed to have an identity that is not like quite literally just a copy of dad, because I get to call him dad. None of those other bitches get to call him dad.
Power move would be Omega starting to call Jango dad.
Power move, Omega took the bounty out on herself.
Whoa.
Omega was in the ship and was like, damn, I'm kind of bored right now.
She said, fuck
Fennec.
these guys. Actually, yeah, they're smelly as hell. Like,
This is getting to be kind of a sausage party.
Fennec,
me and my Bad Batcher doll are gonna leave. Goodbye, idiots.
Okay,
Woman
the
moment.
original doll, I was gonna cry. I can't do it.
I will say this was incredibly powerful. As someone who was raised and socialized as female, and as someone who now identifies as non-binary, as transgender, having Omega have that doll and being like, she's a member, like she's a clone and she's a member of the Bad Batch, that hit something in my brain that I did not know was there. That was so powerful. Like, that was, I actually feel like that was so important, not just from like a I'm gay perspective, but like actually like kids watching that show are gonna remember that.
I believe it was on TikTok, PNW Black, who did a TikTok about this, about how like we have female characters in Star Wars. We have some child or teen characters. We don't have a lot of like child characters who are not like one-off, and we have none that are little girls. And it's very cool that like and I saw somebody else on Tumblr complimenting the writing of how like Omega acts like a real child. And a lot of times when people write children's shows or whatever, like they kind of act like tiny adults, which is fine in some cases, but like she's amongst adults, and so her acting like a real child would act means a lot, and she really feels like a real person. And what she was saying in the TikTok was basically that like how wonderful of a representation this is, especially for like little girls who like Star Wars, who are going to be like, oh, that's a doll I have, like that, you know, I want to have a doll that's you know, the clone trooper or whatever, like, you know, that like she asks the same questions that a little girl would or whatever, and like it's not like, oh, I have to relate to an adult, like she's literally a child. And like every other show, you know, they'll put child characters in there for the child to relate to, or they're all teens or adults.
The other thing that I love about Omega that I feel like we don't see a lot in Star Wars is that she seems to genuinely enjoy the fact that she's a part of their universe and gets to do stuff like that. Like, I have always enjoyed this property, but Omega brings a lot of the wonder back into Star Wars that has not been there for several shows. Like, everything she does, she's like, oh, this is so cool. I get to do this. Like, yes, I'm freeing my friends from slave owners, but it's in space and it's fun. And I'm having escaping from enemies. Like, she seems to genuinely, one, know that she's in a Star War, which is funny, and two, genuinely like to engage with the world she's in a way that a lot of other characters just are not allowed to. And I like that a lot.
Epic Rapunzel moment.
In addition to what you're saying, Noah, I just was thinking about that in like when she picks up that weapon, she's like, ooh, finally I get my special moment. Fuck you guys. I am taking this I'm taking this strange bow that we all thought was going to be an energy bow from Dathomir, but no, it's just some random slaver's bow, which I also think is very sexy. She said, no gods, no kings, no masters.
She also, I really do like that she's, again, just as she co-opted Bazinga from Tech, she is co-opting energy bows from the Zygerian slavers.
Stop.
I love that for her. She said, this is for the girls and the gays now.
Well, I also, the other piece of it is that like she literally, not that she's like literally replacing Crosshair, but like she literally like has his comm now, and now she's going to be like the sharpshooter with the bow and whatever. And I was like, hey, I can't do this. I'm sad.
They're like, we need another we need another light-haired clone on the team other than Tech, so we have this child.
Next episode, Omega just has gray hair.
Anyway, epic group slavery moment.
Oh, I had some moments. So first of all, Omega being like, what's slavery? And then Tech explaining like, oh, it's when you buy and sell people. I really, really did think that Omega was going to be like, I like the clones.
Yeah, that's what me and my friends were saying.
Like, first of all, I was like, again, another great moment of like, she's a child. How would she know what this is? Like, she's whatever. And then being like, okay, guess we're gonna have to have this talk. I really thought someone was gonna say something, and then Echo was like, so anyways,
Speaking of, I'm so sorry, I know I'm dominating this conversation, but I have a lot to say about my man Echo, because Echo was like, Omega was like, yeah, that sounds kind of wrong, and Echo's like, yeah, it is. And then Tech's like, well, we'll stop it and we'll get the credits. And Echo was like, yeah, the credits, okay. And then walked out of the room. And I was like, hey guys, remember when Echo was literally a prisoner of war and like didn't have agency and was forced to act on behalf of the Techno Clan for that long? Echo probably has some very conflicting feelings about slavery. Also, the fact that he saw how the separatists act. And my thought is like, I bet there's separatist propaganda about like how they use clones and how clones are slaves. So Echo probably has like a complex of being like, the separatist stuff that was coming into my mind was saying, oh, the clones are slaves, and I was actively being enslaved by them. And then I go back to the Republic and now I'm forced to fight. So Echo having really conflicted feelings in that episode was so in character. And even if it wasn't meant to be that deep, it really just nailed Echo's character for me. I loved that.
Yeah. First of all, that is definitely something that they talk about in Dark Disciple, because Dooku gets that award of being like,
Correct.
we have no casualties. Like, we have like a handful of civilian casualties, but it's because the Republic fucking killed them. Because we only use droids.
Funny to me, they're like, yeah, no, guys, like Omega slavery is like really terrible. And I'm like, you let someone buy your friend literally 2 days ago.
My theory for a long time, having seen the Zygerians in the trailer, was that the Zygerians would be the people who would start working with the Empire, and they would be the ones who would start running the Imperial work camps. And maybe that's where we're going to get to. But what right now it seems, since we're very early in the Empire, I was wrong. And it's very, the Zygerians are just like, yeah, the Republic fucked up our shit on whatever their home planet is that Obi-Wan and Anakin fucked up, and I can't remember what it's called.
Zygeria?
And no, they had like the moon.
Oh shoot, it was where they took Obi-Wan and Rex.
Yeah.
It starts with a K.
The prison moon.
Kadavo.
Yeah. Kadavo, thank you. How they were like, okay, we can finally like rebuild our shit now because the Empire is going to leave us alone. And so I clear like, and it was another instance of, oh, this is a civilization in flux. This is a reaction to the Republic, a reaction to the Empire, whatever. Maybe we will see later on the Zygerians being a part of, you know, X or Y. But we're not there yet. I don't know. I just thought that was interesting. And these are just like a couple of dudes having a side business. So
that does kind of dovetail into the thing that I wanted to say. This is more of a funny haha moment. But Mel and I were watching the episode, and I have a Pavlovian response to hearing the voice of one voice actor, Liam O'Brien, who did play the Zygerian Bolo, who was the main Zygerian guy. And Hunter messed him up. And I do love that Hunter was going in with a knife. He was going for the kill, which I appreciate. Hunter said slavery bad, based. And then I noticed in the credits, Sam Riegel, who is another cast member of the actual play Dungeons & Dragons livestream Critical Role. And I was like, the Bad Batch is Critical Role antis? Because like 2 of the 6 cast members of Critical Role play Zygerians. Anyway,
next episode, Matthew Mercer is Darth Vader. Actually,
not okay. Also, Matthew Mercer does play Luke Skywalker in most of the animated stuff now. He plays him in Battlefront 2, so that's just a fun.
He does?
Yeah, he does.
I love that for Matt Mercer. Good job.
Not to be like a Hunter Simbon main or anything. However, if we go back to the Zygeria arc, Anakin, Obi-Wan, Ahsoka, they get their shit rocked by the Zygerians. Anakin is like, I'm the chosen one. I just survived Mortis, and then he just gets his shit rocked by the Zygerians a bunch. And Hunter was like, yeah, you know what? I'm a dad now. Fuck you. and he's like, oh, you're gonna try and electrocute me with this? Do I look like I give a shit? I got the power of God and anime on my side. And he just got it. And I was like, that's very powerful of you, Hunter, to be more competent than Anakin. Anyways.
Hunty.
I hate that.
In case you couldn't tell, I am in love with Echo. I am so excited to see the development he's gotten over the last couple episodes.
Who isn't?
But here's the thing about that is when they saw Omega, Echo was the first one to be like, hey, let me make a distraction. Like, Echo was really like stepped up. And I was like, this reminds me of the fact that Rex and Echo planned so many battle maneuvers for the 501st, is that Echo is like a master tactician as well. And I think it's so cool to see that and like his ARC Trooper training come through. So it's like, even though he's not like a mutated clone, he's useful aside from just his,
he has the brain cell.
They all have brain cells a little, but I'm saying like, I think Echo is valuable beyond his modifications. He is a good soldier, and I think he's like standing up for the regs here.
Tech and Wrecker occupy a very, very big uncle energy, and I think very specifically in this episode we see Wrecker with Muchi. Zendaya is Muchi. We see him like have that thing. I don't know if you've ever been like at a family event and like there's the uncle and like a younger child who's like the uncle is wearing them out until they go to sleep. That is literally what he did with Muchi.
It's me. I'm that one. On the family trip when they need all the kids to calm the fuck down in the back of the car, and they're like, Klaudia, entertain them, and I'm like, all right, we're putting on 8 hours of Avatar: The Last Airbender. I'm the Wrecker.
Time to watch Cocomelon. Wrecker and Wrecker and Omega watching Cocomelon in the next episode is going to be so powerful.
I don't know. I also just like there are so many small moments between them that I honestly love their relationship, because Wrecker fully just like, here's a little high five, kid, and I was like, this is artistic, and I loved everything about it.
So that means it's gonna hurt extra bad. I will say,
Claudia, just like letting you know that you don't actually have to say things when they're true or possible.
My theory, I was like, obviously we don't know how many seasons this show is gonna have, but I was like, what if they had one Batcher turn each season? What if this is the record?
Please cease and desist.
You can't take him from me.
That would be crazy. That would be so much content, but like,
I mean, obviously this is the Crosshair season, I think, if they were to do that.
Let's talk about Muchi, and let's talk about how Muchi is not the Rancor that Jabba has in Return of the Jedi. And so some people said, oh, maybe Muchi is what's the Rancor's name? It starts with a P.
You would be the expert, because I really did think that we killed Zendaya as Muchi until right now.
It's not. Some people said that that would be its parent, but then other people said actually canonically, the one that he has in Return of the Jedi was a gift. And so it's not Muchi, and it's not Muchi's child. And so then I was like, what if do we know Muchi's gender pronouns?
I think that it is a female.
A she. Okay. What if the one that they have in Return of the Jedi is her mate? What if, anyways, sad
little girl is a child.
Sad Rancor.
I've seen people.
That Rancor wouldn't be a child at that point.
No, thank you.
No, that's my point. Is that like that one is not her child. It's that because that wouldn't make sense for it to be her child, because that one was a gift.
I just have a quickie question. Why does it matter who the Rancor is?
Its name is Patissa, and it was given.
Mel.
It was Bib Fortuna's gift to Jabba for his birthday.
Okay.
Anyway, Mel.
Maybe this one is just trans and they're the same. Anyway.
Oh.
Go on, Mel.
Or maybe.
No.
Yeah.
Don't be
Muchi
shy.
Palpatine.
So
What?
I was so
Muchi
prepared to say that's
Palpatine?
so heckin' valid.
What the
But
fuck?
no, never mind. You're not heckin' valid.
Actually, it's Muchi Skywalker.
It's actually Muchi Phasma. Sorry, this is just me getting angry because everyone is like, oh my god, Omega has to be someone's mom.
Wait.
Hey, guys, Omega has more of a purpose than just being like a womb. Y'all know that, right?
my
I
God.
hate all those people who are
I hate
saying
Star Wars fans so much because they will fully be like, this character's been in the show for 2 minutes. They have to be so-and-so's parent, otherwise they're not relevant. Like, they are in their show for their own reasons.
Wait, Myth Muchi Ron.
stop.
Get Muchi away from the Chiss ascendancy.
Muchi has been sent to the Chiss ascendancy by Bib Fortuna.
And now
Everyone take a shot for getting sent to the Chiss ascendancy.
also followed by, that would also imply that Muchi took the trials to join one of the 9 ruling families. What the fuck?
Oh, he shows up and he's like, I got Eli's here, Ronan's here, Muchi's here, Ezra Bridger.
Anyone could do it, it's
Hamill's
Muchi.
there.
Can I just say how everyone is obsessed with Muchi, and then like me for like the first 24 hours after the episode came out, I was like, who the fuck is Bolo? I was obsessed with who the fuck
Epic-
Bolo was.
Epic Liam O'Brien in the Bad Batch moment. Yeah.
I'm still waiting for Bolo Wiki page, please. Please explain Bolo to me.
Does anybody know what the flying dinosaur thing is that looks kind of like the Zillow Beast, but it's not? Are those the same ones that they were flying around on Onderon?
I don't believe so. Those I think were small. Those I think they might be like a same. They might be like a similar species or like a sister species, but I don't think they were the same.
These were like
I've watched the Onderon arc a lot because I am a Rexaw stan, and take a shot for Rexaw.
Ayo. But I was like, because they body wise it looked like the Zillow Beast, but then it had like pterodactyl wings, and I was like, what's this all about? What's this?
All right, what's this then?
Well, all right, what's this then?
No, that was just there so that they could have the epic Godzilla versus Kong moment with Muchi versus that thing.
Yes, I literally said the same thing. I was like, wow, epic Godzilla versus Kong moment.
Yeah.
Epic. They wanted something to fly so it could push Echo down 8 flights of stairs. That was horrible.
The shot of him hitting the ground is unbearably funny to me because he just like lands there, and I'm like, my poor man.
He doesn't even bounce.
Echo has gone through too much.
Truly help my man.
I do want to talk about Bib Fortuna and Jabba again for just like 1 second, and that they were like, yay, we returned her to her home. And it was like, okay, but did you see that the conditions that the Rancor was kept in before? Like, yes, he had like a trainer and whatever, and like, but like it lived in a fucking cave in a cage that was like fed whenever Jabba, whatever. And I'm like, so of course in my brain, my first thought was the like, you'll excuse being a crime lord, but not animal abuse.
That's girl boss moment.
I want to call out Mel and Noah for putting Bib x Jabba Baba in the fucking chat.
Take a shot for people putting things in the chat that don't make any sense.
What about Jibba?
Wait,
guys,
Diego Luna playing Bib Fortuna.
Stop it right now. Get away.
Guys,
Pedro Pascal as Bib Fortuna.
Stop.
Well, I mean, listen, now that Djarin, or not Djarin, now that Boba Fett's the one who sits on the throne, I mean, Pedro Pascal as Djarin could be like his Bib Fortuna.
I'm pretty sure Fennec already occupies that role. How dare you?
He's the Twi'lek. Din's the Twi'lek. That's a Jabba's spell.
Salacious B. Crow.
Salacious B. Djarin.
Salacious B. Djarin.
He's now the clan of 3 is Din, Salacious B. Crumb, and Grogu. Do we want to go ahead? There's only really one more thing that I wanted to talk about in this episode. And it was the amount of whiplash that I got when Sid called Hunter dark and broody. Because for a hot second, I was like, who is she talking to? I was like, huh? That was just a lot for me to process.
All these white men, and she's like, dark and broody? Who?
I was like, wow. I mean, I think Hunter did look a bit darker in this episode, so I was like, epic unwhitewashing.
Because of the skull on his face?
There is actually, I did read an article not to talk about whitewashing too much, but I did read an article that said that at the beginning, when the Bad Batch arc had come out during Clone Wars, and people were like, hey, whose goddamn white baby is that? Lucasfilms was like, oh. So they have edited the shading and the lighting in the Bad Batch, so some of the episodes do make them appear darker. I know they did that a lot in the first episode when they were on Camino. It's obviously not perfect, but I know that is something that they have said, like, hey, so maybe season 2 we'll see some actual adjusted models. I'm not super hopeful, but just something to note is that for everyone saying the Bad Batch, like, oh, they're not whitewashed, even Lucasfilms was like, yeah, we kind of dropped the ball on that one, besties.
Well, if we're talking about serious topics, hi, besties. Why are people sexualizing the clones and the slave collars? Please don't do that.
Yeah, slavery is objectively not sexy.
It's not.
Let's keep that. Let's keep it fun. Let's keep it fresh. There are plenty of other sexy Bad Batch moments.
Kink requires consent.
Oh my god. So yeah, I think do we want to go ahead and get like final thoughts on the episode? I will say I actually think this is one of my favorite episodes so far, because I just thought it was fun. It had the charm that I'm looking for in a Dave Filoni joint, you know?
I like when she was riding Muchi at the end. It was very cute.
I loved getting to see Fennec for 2 seconds.
Hunter vibes.
I would just like to say that I love the fact that Fennec was like posed in her hologram. It wasn't even like here's the picture. She literally was like running, and I'm like, look at her go. Also, it's interesting that we didn't really touch on though, but like Sid was like, yeah, she's fairly new to the bounty hunting scene, and I was like, oh, I kind of forgot that she actually had like a moment in time where she wasn't like super revered, and it was nice for them to like tell us that's where we are.
I loved all the Echo moments. We stand Echo.
Also, before we leave the talking about the Bad Batch episode, Jess, Cody watch.
He wasn't there. I'm gonna put clown makeup on if we get through all 16 episodes and he's not there. Just letting everyone know.
Let's move on to a correction that we had.
Yes.
Twitter user A Drop of Magic reminded us that why were we talking about iconic dads?
We were comparing Hunter to other iconic dads, and we
Yes.
had said that Hunter had a similar vibe to Quinlan Voss, and then we were kind of debating that.
Quinlan's more like Kanan, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
What they pointed out to us is that Quinlan Voss actually has big dad energy. He raised an extremely competent and great Jedi, Aayla Secura. And we don't talk about him as both a chaotic and competent dad enough. And I would like more Master Quinlan and his Padawan Aayla Secura content, please. Thank you very much.
Correct. I would absolutely, as an Aayla Secura lover and as a Quinlan Voss lover, what I would not give for a book about her tenure as his Padawan.
Agreed.
I know there have been like some comics and like some legend stuff about them, but what I would not give for like a Claudia Gray or Christy Golden written novel about the two of them, you know, learning from each other, and Quinlan learning to be responsible for this child and Aayla learning to become a Jedi. Powerful.
Somebody pointed out how Aayla Secura and Anakin are from the same like Padawan class or whatever.
Same creche, if you will.
Yeah. And I was just like, you know, we've seen a little bit of in the Obi-Wan and Anakin comic, we see a little bit of Anakin when he's like he actually isn't a Padawan, he's just like being taken care of by Obi-Wan, and because he doesn't have a usual upbringing or whatever. But like we don't really see them as teens, we don't really see them as kids or whatever. Like I'd love to have like an ongoing like comic series like about his like class of people like who end up being all the people that, you know, who grow up to be the people that we know and love in the Clone Wars. You know, like seeing Plo Koon bringing like very, very young Ahsoka in, or like, you know, Aayla Secura in the same class as Anakin, or like Quinlan Voss when he was a Padawan with Obi-Wan. Like I think that would just be like a cute little vignette sort of thing. Anyway, that's my pitch, Del Rey.
I was also talking about this earlier actually with some other folks on TikTok. I think it was Ollie, Fern AMG, and Julia Christine 77, where I was like, I want to see Luminara and Depa Billaba collab. That is such a good duo that we just never got to see ever.
E.K. Johnston.
But I do want to say, while we were on the topic of sort of day-to-day life, I do want to say we did get an Instagram message from one of our followers, Court Rose 12, and they had talked about sort of the day-to-day life during the Clone Wars and about how much money was spent like because of Jedi shenanigans. Like, of course, I think we all talk about Obi-Wan has a robe budget, but the idea of Anakin, like how many ships and how much equipment did Anakin destroy? Where it's like, hey, maybe we should stop sending him on stuff. Which is just a fun little thing. I think that could be a super fun, maybe like a comics anthology series of like, here's the different escapades of the Jedi over the Clone Wars. And they had those
Jedi accountant.
Period. They did have a comic that is now Legends, that was called Clone Wars Adventures, that was about the Jedi, that is now Legends. But I would like something like that in canon.
I like the idea too that the Jedi Order has on their tax form they fully have something that's like liability : Anakin Skywalker. Like it's a whole form they have to sign.
Well, I feel like they're gonna do, from a certain point of view of the first three movies, I feel like eventually they're gonna get to do the prequels. I am sure one of the short stories for one of the prequel movies, if they do from a certain point of view, it would be great if they did something like that. If they did from a certain point of view for the prequels, it would fucking slap. Anyways,
I'm just saying though, that if they did that, would the mouse droid in that one canonize Cody one?
Stop.
That'd be really funny if it
That
did.
would
Kix canonizes Cody one.
Not Kix is a mouse droid.
Anyways, time for an epic piss break. I'm scared because if I mess this up, it's gonna be embarrassing.
You can edit it out.
But no. No. Hi, it's Mel. We're gonna ask a question. Is it legends or did I just make it up? That was me trying to be like Justin McElroy and have a theme song, but I do think that John Williams is gonna copyright claim this now.
Mel is Dougie McElroy confirmed.
Stop.
No, we already know Tech is Griffin McElroy's.
We can't have a McElroy
It's actually
segment.
Mel Palpatine, so fuck off.
I think it's actually Mel Skywalker.
I hate all of this. I hate
Come
it
on.
here.
Okay, anyways, so basically, is it legends or did Mel just make it up or did I just make it up? Is a segment wherein I've gone on the Wikipedia page for legends and just kind of found some juicy tidbits. And I'm going to tell these legends facts to my good friends, or I might have made them up and they have to figure out, did I make them up or are they actual legends? Are you ready?
Yeah, okay.
All right. Fact number 1. Oh God, it's a Mandalorian name, so fuck me. Why did I do this? Aeon Mount is a Mandalorian city with a large clone deserter population and is widely considered to be the second Fett homestead. Is this legends or did I just make it up?
Legends. This is real.
I'm gonna say it's legends.
I will also say it's legends because I believe if you had made it up, you wouldn't have been like, oh, this is a hard name to pronounce.
They went on Mandalorian name generator and they were like, all right, here we go.
Fartass is a Mandalorian.
I'll also say that it's legends.
I got your ass. I made it up.
Are you kidding me?
I went to mandoa.org and I found one of the first words on the site and copy pasted it into this document.
What does it actually mean?
That's powerful.
Let's find that out. Actually,
Deserters, that's a thing.
Yeah. Well,
No.
there is something kind of like that, but I made up the whole like idea of it being like the second Fett homestead and that it's on Mandalore.
I
That is
was
just
confident that it was a legends thing too. Okay, well,
You are an actor.
I'm
All
setting
right.
fucking where is it? It was literally
that's
right
Oscar
here.
performance right there, because I was like, and Ollie, I had the same thought. I was like, oh, they wouldn't be like, oh no, this name is hard to say if they had made it up.
This is what the word means. It means bittersweet, perfect moment of mourning and joy. Epic
What
Mandalorian moment.
for a group of clone deserters to name their home, actually, though, like low key.
How many Cody One Fix are going to be called that after this week?
Oh, I
Our
hope so many.
influence.
Please tag me. Okay, are you ready?
Yes.
Fact number 2. In the Star Wars interactive video board game, you follow Imperial Admiral turned Rebel defector Kenneth Harris during the events of Return of the Jedi.
I'm gonna say that's real.
I'm going to say that is fake because Kenneth is not a Star Wars name.
Luke isn't.
Okay, but
all Star Wars names are either something incredibly stupid or just like a regular ass name.
I'm
But
pretty sure Leia is actually from the Torah, like if I'm not mistaken, but I'm not totally sure about that.
I'm going to go ahead and say that I think that one is actually I'm going to say that one's legends.
Wait, what? Kenneth who? What?
Kenneth Harris, Imperial Admiral turned Rebel defector Kenneth Harris. Or no,
That
sorry,
sounds like-
Kent Harris. My bad.
Ken.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely legends then.
I'm gonna say it's legends.
Is everyone locked in?
No, I'm thinking because like
Wait,
Kent
was it a
could-
board game?
Interactive video board game. It was crazy. Once again,
What was an interactive video.
That's a
Is it
great
like-
question.
Like chess on the internet? Like,
LucasArts did a lot of things.
that's fair. I played The Force Unleashed too. That was a weird game. I'm gonna say it's legends. I'm locking in my opinion is legend.
Yeah, sure. I'll go with legends again.
Got your ass again. I made it up.
Okay, these are so complex though. Like the details are.
Legends doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah. I'm really getting your ass. I love that.
Have any of us gotten it yet?
No, I feel like you could probably
Okay.
tell Mark Hamill about this and he wouldn't know either, which I
Period.
do love.
If
I respect that.
in my nightmare
Wait.
scenario where Mark Hamill knows about this podcast and guest stars on it, can you imagine having him play this game? Because
Oh my
Martha, come on
God.
our
Hate me.
podcast.
Oh my
if you had
god.
the Star Wars cast of any of the eras play this game, they would lose. I
Period.
borderline guarantee it.
George Lucas would lose.
Yeah, George
Actually,
Lucas would lose.
John Boyega would win because he's read a ton of the Legends
That's
books.
true.
actually.
That's
John
the-
Boyega would win.
The only actual Star Wars fan is John Boyega.
Period.
That's true. Oh, and Kelly Marie Tran, who
Yeah, I was gonna say, like,
slight plug,
yeah,
you should go read the recent Teen Vogue interview with Kelly Marie Tran. It is wonderful.
It is very good.
And fantastic. And the person who interviewed her is getting harassed right now. So please go support.
Go support
them.
Stitch.
And it's also a wonderful interview. And she openly talks about how she's like, oh yeah, I ship Ray Rose. I'm like, Queen, okay, go off.
Powerful.
All right, are you ready for the next fact?
Yes.
Numarar was a Twi'lek Jedi in Luke's new Jedi Order from Ryloth.
I'm gonna say that's real. Oh wait,
That is, I will say that
No.
is, you made that up.
you have to have made that
'Cause
up.
Numa
'cause it's
is-
Jedi Order.
Wait, pause. Here's
Repeat
my
it again,
thinking, because
so I
my
can,
first,
Repeat it, please.
Oh yeah. Numarar was a Twi'lek Jedi in Luke's new Jedi school from Ryloth.
so I believe that one, okay. So there's two minds that I have that I'm trying to use to determine this, because Numa is the character that Waxer and Boyle, the Twi'lek that Waxer and Boyle find. So I'm like, there is a possibility that in Legends they had made her a Jedi as a fun little Easter egg, but I also feel like it's something that Mel would make up just to be like, oh, this is a name.
Also,
But-
you said on Ryloth, right?
This is my
Okay, but-
Hannibal moment.
The problem is that now I'm thinking about canon, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure his academy wasn't on Ryloth in canon, but I don't know about
Oh,
it.
she's from Ryloth, not that the
Oh.
academy is
She's
on Ryloth.
This
Twilight
is
from
how
Ryloth.
Eli feels when Thrawn is like making him answer all these stupid questions that Thrawn already knows the answers to.
I feel like
Epic drama.
I'm me and my modern day Eli cosplay.
Jess is wearing an Eli Vanto,
We also-
a casual Eli Vanto cosplay right now.
Mel is wearing a blue shirt.
And there is going to be a
Wow.
Chiss related question on here.
Oh
so-
my
I
god!
think I'm gonna
Are you guys Toronto?
shut up. I'm gonna go with I think this is Legends. I'm just gonna keep saying I think it's Legends for every single
I'm
one.
saying it's Legends.
I
God,
will say that's Legends.
I say that you made it up because the last two I was so like ready to believe, but okay,
Or am I
I'm-
triple reverse psychologying you right
I'm-
now?
I don't
Please,
know,
Dawn.
but I'm gonna say okay. The only thing I'm thinking about now is that this name sounds like a weird fusion of Mara Jade and Jocasta Nu's name, and I just find that really funny to think about.
Numa's a canon character.
Numa is a canon character.
I know, but the point is, I'm gonna say it's Legends, and then I'm gonna regret that in a second if I'm wrong.
Is everyone locked in?
Yes.
Okay. It is Legends.
Yes.
We finally did
Finally,
it.
oh my god.
I lulled you into a false sense of security or insecurity, actually.
I was
and-
like, that was not security. That was nothing.
okay, but
False
yeah,
Sense of Insecurity is my new album name.
I also assumed that Dave did the thing that he did with Jason and just saw like a Legends character and named a canon character. Anyways, in a comic called Ahsoka's Ark, basically Ahsoka babysits a Republic ship full of farm animals. Ahsoka gives a farmer named Herm farm animals to take back to his home planet after he tried to take over the ship with his crew. Is that Legends, or did I just make it up?
That's a Mel original.
And it's called Ahsoka's Ark, like Noah's Ark.
I'm gonna say that's a Mel original.
My boat. Wow.
Your ship.
She gives farm animals to a farmer named Herm. And this is a comic?
Mhm.
I'm gonna say this is something Mel made up.
This is so hard.
Jess, you go ahead.
Like I feel like Legends is crazy enough where that could happen. But
Okay,
also I've been tricked before, like twice now. So
here's the thing that I'm now
mm.
thinking about is that I now know Mel's creative style in terms of inventing fantasy, and this is a little bit I agree with Jess that it's so out there it kind of like jumps the shark, and then like I am changing my answer. I am going to say that this is Legends. I'm going to sit with that. That's my decision, is that it's Legends.
Has everyone answered other than me? Can you guys go ahead and answer? I'm still thinking.
I was
I already said this is Mel.
Wait, what did Noah say? Did Noah say it's Mel?
I said it was Legends. I changed my answer to it's Legends.
Peer pressure.
Oh, I'm gonna keep saying it's Legends. It's Legends.
I'll put my vote in now because I have actually read this comic.
No.
Ollie, oh my god.
It is canon. Well, not canon, but it is Legends.
I love it here.
It is
Epic
real.
Veggie
It
Tales
is-
moment.
It is real.
It is.
So
my
does that mean
God.
Jessica and I are the same person? Like,
As someone who has read that comic, it is buck wild. Like, I read it very long ago. I honestly kind of thought that I had made it up until right now, but it's a lot, besties.
So she really does get like a space boat and care for farm animals.
Correct.
I can't take this right now.
Okay.
All that
We still
Jamie
have
mentioned,
2 more. And
What
the
the
idea of,
fuck?
like,
Okay.
can I just put the idea into the universe of Animal Farmer Rex? He just has
Yes.
a farm.
I'd love that.
That's
Yeah,
well,
I
that's
Saw farming at you.
that's what happened after what happened to Saw on that planet he was on, and after Rex fought in the Battle of Endor, they settled down and became farmers. And
Saw definitely
But
became,
didn't-
like,
I was like,
exterminated
didn't
by
Saw
Zeta.
die?
no,
Saw did
he
not
was
explode.
No.
he did explode, but he was fine.
His clone
Okay.
married Rex.
Yeah,
What?
Gossarera died, and Saw Gerrera's
If Maul can
lived.
survive, if Boba can survive, if Fennec can survive, so can Saw. Shush.
Anyways, are you ready for the next one? This one's my favorite, I think. A dude named Tyler was one of the founding members of the Republic.
That is Legends.
That is Legends.
Does he have like a last name? Is he just like named Tyler?
I'll tell you when I tell you if it's Legends or not.
I'm gonna say it's Legends. I mean, if it's not, it's really funny, but it'd be even more funny if it was actually like a thing.
That's gotta be Legends.
Jess?
I hate it because like Tyler's the least Star Wars name I've heard today.
There's a guy named Kyle. Kylo Ren.
Kyle Ron, get that out of here.
Take a shot. We just mentioned Kyle Ron.
To be fair,
I mean, Dooku's name is Craig, so
yeah.
So
bet.
Legends, or did I just make it up, Jess?
I said I'd like commit to everything is Legends.
Well, congratulations. It is Legends. His full
Oh
name
my
is
God.
Tyler Cyperius Praj.
Tyler
Why are
Praj.
the other names so like distinct and Star Warsy? And this first name is Tyler.
That's so on brand.
This is like having a character named Eli, and then his just name is this like super complex thing.
That's so on brand.
I will
Speaking
tell
of
you,
the
Noah, I
Chiss.
know you haven't read the Thrawn books, but Eli's Chiss name is canonically Eli Vanto, but with an apostrophe, with 2 apostrophes.
It is.
So just so you know.
I can't stand that. Just
Eli
FYI
Vanto?
to our listeners, I am starting.
I
the-
thought about like Vanya, or was it Vanya or Uni being like, that's weird. Why is your like your name like?
They do bully him for his name. You can't ask why people are brown, Unhi.
It was Unhi. Yeah.
What?
You'll get there,
You'll
bestie.
get there. You'll get there.
Okay.
This is your incentive to read the
Okay.
Thrawn books.
Speaking of Chiss, are you ready for the last one?
Oh no.
The finale. In Legends, Chiss names work kind of differently, and there is a Chiss name Shivari Naruto.
Legends. This has to be real.
Legends, or did I just make
I'm
it
so
up?
sorry. Shivari Naruto?
Shivari Naruto.
Not cheap.
I'm
She was Chiss confirmed.
I am gonna go ahead and I'll lock in. I think Mel made this one up.
Okay, as the one person in this podcast who knows virtually nothing about the dynamics of Chiss names or naming conventions, I'm gonna say this is Legends and that it's real.
Jess?
This sounds so fake. I hate it here.
My chick, Marino.
Was that our first I hate it here this episode? Because
No, I
feel
said
like
I hate it
yeah.
here earlier too.
I also said I
Damn.
hated it here earlier.
Take a shot.
Yeah.
No, they'd be dead if they had to take a shot for every I hate it. Shivery sounds like so stupid. I'm gonna say it's not Legends. I'm gonna
Okay.
switch it up.
One up. That being said, there is a chiss named Severi Naruto, which would mean that their core name is Vereen, but like with 8 E's.
I can't with this.
So you
Wait,
did
so-
make that one up.
That was
Yeah.
made up.
I made it up.
Okay.
Wow.
How did
Wow.
everyone do?
We all did really
Terribly.
bad. this time,
I got
actually.
4.
I
4 out
also
of
got
6.
4.
You're getting really good at this.
I fucking got your ass this
I
time.
came
hate
in
this.
I
I
should
came
have
in
like
last
listened
time,
to my
so-
like gut like in the first 2 because to be honest, the first 2 I thought was like false or like Mel made it up, but then like Noah and Ollie's like explanations like swayed me to say Legend.
The thing
so
about
sorry.
the thing about the second one with the game is that I don't know a lot about what happened with Star Wars in the 80s, but I know they made a
There
lot.
was an interactive video board game.
Well, they
Yeah.
made a lot of like
That's-
weird shit in terms of like
Hmm.
early video games, books, choose your own adventure novels, etc. So whenever someone's like, "Hey, this book," like you could conceivably tell me like, "Oh, there's a book where it's choose your own adventure, but it's Yoda and you're playing on like Mustafar," I'd be like, "That makes sense. They probably wrote that." Like,
This is just furthers my theory that I think if I got the chance to talk to Mark Hamill, I could convince him of Revan and Mara, Callus Aurelios that they were canon. I in Legends.
Yeah.
I will say this: when I was first getting back into Star Wars, because I had like a hiatus from it for a few years, as one does, I didn't know that there was even a difference between Legends and canon. So I was parsing through like Wikipedia articles, being like, "What the fuck is this?" Like they were like, "Yeah, so Luke Skywalker's 7 children," and I was like, "He has kids?" Like I was really fucking
That
wrong.
man is gay.
Literally, I was like, "He wore Chanel boots. He doesn't
And
have
the
children
mother of
because
and the
that."
mother of his children is a Lasat who is the child of Alexander Callus and Garrus of Aurelios. That's
Which is
crazy.
not Legends, by the way. That is canon.
That's canon.
Into the
yeah,
Floniverse.
I'm so
I
sorry.
don't
That
know
is
how
actually
people
canon.
missed that episode of Rebels where they totally canonized and talked about that.
Well,
for
I mean,
4
to
seconds,
be
so.
fair, it was easy to miss. Dave Filoni did tweet about it recently too.
Yeah.
clarify.
Also, it was Zeb had the babies between seasons 3 and 4 of Rebels, so that's
It was when it was like that's what I'm really sad about is we really didn't get to see like their relationship form while Callus was like first getting with the rebellion and seeing like I mean, I feel like showing a character having twins is kind of important, so I'm not really sure why they didn't put that in the show. I guess it's just like
it's the
Disney
same thing they
XD.
did it with Hera, so
Yeah,
I
that's-
hate when like
Yeah.
they do that where they just kind of like, oh yeah, this also happened in the
Yeah.
background. They should have like
then they, like-
addressed it in the show.
Revan
they,
and
like,
Mary Jade are older than Jason. Like,
that's honestly that's really weird. I don't like to think about that because I feel like we don't see them on screen, so it's which is really Dave. I have a bone to pick with you, but anyway,
I
do we?
am
Yeah.
glad that because I was seeing some tweets that were like leaked scripts of those episodes of like possibly actually having them interact. And it's really sad that we never see that.
And it's like honestly too, it would have been so cute to see like Hera and Zeb bonding over like like babies and being
Parenthood,
parents. Like
pregnancy,
I wanted to see Kanan meet them, but he never.
I know that would have been so cute. Oh.
especially
like
since they're force sensitive. Like Kanan.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's like
Yeah, and eventually, like
yeah.
one of them dates Ben Solo. So like,
Well, but
It
that
really,
would
like-
have been in Rebels though. Like we
yeah,
really-
like
know, but,
Revan,
like-
Revan and Ben Solo's relationship. Because I mean, in like what Dave said was that in and so Revan, it's still really unclear. I really wish he had explained how Revan and Ben Solo got together and why that wasn't addressed at all in the sequels.
you know what? I don't really care about.
representation in Star Wars. That's
Yeah,
not the thing.
I don't
You know,
care
because
about
their
Rev-
relationship is canon, but we never see it on screen. So what's the point?
I don't
honestly.
care about Revan and Ben Solo. All I care about is Mara Jade and Kix. Like, he gets unfrozen.
Hey guys, we've gotten to the part in the podcast where we start gaslighting you, the listener, and Noah parts his hair in the center. So with that, I think we should go to our next segment.
Yeah. Let's go ahead. We had a fun little thing happen. If you follow us on Twitter or on TikTok, you will
If
know
you're
about.
not, I will come to your house. You better follow us.
Or you will know about a very special figure in our lives, and his name is Nunb in Motion. Mel, I will let you explain the context where Nunb in Motion came from, why.
Where is he
so important to
going?
us.
Where is he going to come
Why
back
is he
in
going
canon?
so fast?
What? Why are we going so fucking fast? Okay.
No.
So a while back, like 3 or 4 days ago, I can't with that. Time is an illusion. We were on Etsy in the voice chat one night and just kind of talking about like, you know, things on Etsy, collectors items. And Nunb came up and we were like, is there any like Nunb collectibles? And so it searched up and yes, there are. And we found one in particular. We've posted it on social media multiple times now. You should go check it out. It was from this one seller. Ollie, do you know the name of the seller?
I can get it before you finish the story.
Okay, I'll continue. Anyways, he has all of these vintage toys and they're like relatively, I'm not going to say inexpensive because like $20 for like a little 3-inch figurine is a lot, but like for a vintage thing, I think that's reasonable. And so he had one of Nunb, except for the thing about Nunb.
I do have the seller's name. It is That 70s Toy Store on Etsy.
Go support small business. Anyways, it's a picture of Nunb. And if you don't know who Nunb is, first of all, are you a real Star Wars fan? That was a joke. Anyways.
I will say also, I do want to interject. Whenever anyone would bring up Nunb, Mel would be like, I don't know who that is. And as the resident, when I saw The Force Awakens in theater with my dad, every time Nunb was on the screen, he'd be like, that's Nunb. So I have a Pavlovian response to Nunb to say, hey, that's Nunb every time anyone mentions him.
And I love to be a fucking agitator. So like 2 days ago, we were back on the voice chat and I pulled up Nunb on Etsy and I said, Ollie, I'm going to race you to see who can purchase Nunb quicker. And we raced.
And there was a poll on both our TikTok and our Twitter to see who the audience thought purchased Nunb. And do you have the poll results up right now?
Oh,
I'm the referee. Can I?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Yes, please, Jess.
Jess, this voice chat consisted of me, Ollie, Mel, and Jess. So Mel and I are racing, and Jess is there like, what? Also, keep in mind, I am sharing my screen on Discord as we are doing this.
Doxing themselves and their credit card information.
My whole credit card information was on the screen as I was going to check out.
Yes. Okay. On Twitter, it was 13 votes with 77% for Mel, 23 for Ollie. And on TikTok, my God, this is so tiny on my screen. Please be bigger. On TikTok, it was 45 votes, 26 for Mel, 19 for Ollie.
So that's 42% and 58% respectively.
Mm-hmm.
So do we want to do a quick reveal? Do you want me to do the reveal or do you want to do the reveal? Because I have something on my screen right now.
I think you should do the reveal.
I did get an email that said, woohoo, your order is confirmed. He is shipped and he's on his way to my house. And I did pay. This figure, I did look up this figure. It was originally sold for $2.99. It was listed at $16, which I was okay with. With shipping and tax, it came out to $21.65. So I paid $21.65 for the sizing was not exact. I do believe it is a 3-inch figure out of package. In package, it's worth like $114, but it is out of package and used. So I did spend 21 of my real life dollars on this.
Why is he in motion?
Because
he's in motion. Oh my God! I didn't even explain the most important fucking part of the story. Okay, Nunb is in motion because this Etsy seller cannot take a picture that is in focus ever. It's
The single picture is so blurry. It looks like Nien was getting away, and he was like running. It looks like a Bigfoot picture.
And that's what was so funny about it was like he's going somewhere. Nien's gotta go.
He's got to get to my house because I purchased him.
now,
Nien is in motion to my home.
Ollie's home.
Now Ollie can't take any pictures of Nunb being still.
Well, here's the thing:
Nunb cannot be photographed unless he's actively being moved. It's not allowed.
That's my thing. What if it's not the seller? What if this action figure is haunted and it's constantly moving, and that's why the picture was
Can you
so
imagine
blurry?
that if Nunb ever like stops moving, it just vanishes? Like you can't see it unless it's moving.
It's like sharks that die when they stop swimming.
Haunted Nunb watch.
I was like, are we gonna steal another McElroy bit and say
Honestly, broke is that there's a secret fourth brother. Woke is that there are actually 5 more siblings, and they are the cast of this podcast.
Here.
Thank you for informing me what that was, because you guys were just tweeting about that.
Yeah, Klaudia's been away this whole time.
A fun lore drop is that if you follow us on Twitter, there's literally no coordination unless it's like, oh, podcast episode dropped. There's no coordination as to who posts what when. So whenever I see a tweet that I didn't make, it's a shot in the dark as to who did make it. So that's just a fun little behind the scenes lore drop.
I think we should get to our favorite segment, which is Name That Ship. Ollie, you have one to start us off.
Oh, okay. I actually have one it's very short. There aren't a lot of tags.
Wait, remind the people what Name That Ship is.
Sure. So Name That Ship is a segment in which we go on AO3 and find a Star Wars fan fiction, and we read the tags, the title, and the summary to the host, and they try to guess what ship it is. You can ask yes or no questions, ask for clarification. So I am going to actually read you. This one is a part of a series. And the series is called Cringy Childhood Fan Fictions.
Oh boy.
So I assume this is something that the author wrote when they were a child. I have not read it, so I apologize. The title of this fic is Nothing Left.
Oh boy.
Okay.
I will read you the tags. Characters who aren't in the main ship. Rex, Ahsoka Tano, Obi-Wan Kenobi. And the additional tags are loss, secret relationship, revenge, anger, post-order 66. Those are the only tags.
Give us the rating.
Huh?
The rating is teen and up.
Is it a part of is the series like a Drabble series, like all the
I believe all of these are the same ship or the same couple of ships in this series.
And are they also like, is this one chapter?
This is 5 chapters, and there are 3,900 words.
Oh.
Okay, so Obi-Wan's not in the main ship, right?
He is not.
Rex and Ahsoka. Was there one other?
No, those are the only characters.
Does it
Other than
involve
the
it?
2 in the main ship.
Does it
So
involve
this is like
Anakin?
Clone Wars characters, right?
It
Clone
is.
Wars
correct.
prequels. Okay.
Do you guys want to hear the summary? I feel like the summary is maybe the funniest part.
Yeah.
Character A died in Order 66, but part of him survived. He lost everything that day. Or did he? His wife, his unborn child, his trust and friendships. Now he lives for one thing, revenge. He will find and kill Captain Rex for killing his wife and child, and every day he closes the gap.
Wait,
Not
so it's
Anakin.
one Anakin?
Not Anakin.
It is not Anakin.
Is it
Also,
Maul?
Rex is not a member of the ship. Wait, no, what did you say?
Is it Maul?
It is not Maul.
What the fuck?
Wait. You said unborn child, not unborn children, right? So it's just
Unborn
it's
child, yes, correct.
Is it a clone?
Yes.
Oh.
Maul.
Cody?
It is Cody. No.
Oh
It's not
no,
Cody
no.
Maul?
is this Cody
Cody was a
Reader?
woman.
No. It is a canon character.
Are they a
Ayla
woman?
Secura?
They are a woman.
Padme?
It is not that many.
Is it a Jedi?
No.
Asajj
No.
Ventress.
It is not.
Rio Chuchi.
Force
This is
user?
okay. This is
Mother
a force.
Talzin.
This is a force user.
Force
Mother
user.
Talzin.
Stop, not Mother Talzin.
The idea of Rex
Cody.
killing Mother Talzin's very funny, though. No.
So they
Okay.
are a Force user.
They are a
But
Force
they're not
user.
specifically a Jedi?
They are not currently.
Barris Offie!
It is Barris
What
Cody.
the fuck?
Oh my god.
That feels homophobic.
Wait.
level.
No, hold on. So the
There's
premise,
Offie /
So,
Cody
okay,
and they have
the premise is that
Wait. Everybody stop. I will read you the summary now that you know. I saw this one and it has haunted me. It's also background Rex Soka, so I'm so sorry, besties.
No.
Okay. It is called Nothing Left. The summary is Commander Cody died in Order 66. CC 2224 survived. He lost everything that day. Or did he? His wife, his unborn child, his trust and friendships. Now he lives for one thing: revenge. He will find and kill Captain Rex for killing his wife and child. And every day, he closes the gap.
wait, so Rex
What
killed
the
Barris?
fuck?
So I guess Rex killed Barris and she was married to Cody and pregnant with their child.
What the? This is homophobic.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's too much.
Okay.
What?
I can't deal with
Not
it.
the background Rex. So I feel like the background Rex Soka is worse.
The homophobia in this fic is truly insane.
The background Rex Soka is really the frosting on the cake.
5 chapters?
Is it during a time when Rex Soka is not the absolute worst thing that's happening inside of a fic?
I'm so sorry, besties. This one has haunted me. I had to get it out of my system.
Okay, well.
You want to know what's worse? The
No.
worst part of all of this?
That you wrote it.
That I do believe I have read that.
Reddit?
Because, once again, because I'm also a bounty hunter of cursed fan fiction, I do believe I did come across that and I was like, what the fuck is that? Because I'm having double vision. Pregnant Barris Offie.
Now I do want to know though is if there's Rex X Mother Talzin.
Honestly, that's a question for another day.
Okay, next fic.
Okay, I have two. I'm gonna start with this one because I've been saving it for quite some time.
Oh Lord.
I'm so sorry. Okay.
Don't like that you are apologizing ahead of time. And for those of you, because this is an audio medium, we are on a Zoom call, and Klaudia is, I think, may actually be crying right now.
Okay, it's rated teen and up. Categories MM.
So this is two men.
I can't. Okay,
Claudia's actually crying right now.
one of the tags is gonna blow the whole thing. But it is a whole trope, and you'll know why. So I can't say it.
I'm scared.
One of the characters that I can say is also in it, who's not part of the ship, is Yaddle.
She got fridged and she's put in this fic.
Okay, here are some of the tags that are not, won't give it away. OTP feels, Master Slave, Master
Wait, what did you just say? Master's pet?
and Crack.
Yaddle?
No, Yaddle's not in the ship.
Also,
Fucking
this was updated.
Yaddle.
This was updated in April of this year. It has.
Is this a okay?
Hold
are
on.
you?
It has 2 of 20 chapters.
What is the summary?
I can't read it without giving it away. It's very short.
Tarkin.
Character A and character B, or is that like too much? It'll go.
Oh
away?
no, that gives it away.
Okay.
Tarkin.
Wait. Oh shit. How do I read the title without giving it away?
Does it contain like a master and apprenticeship?
Okay. Okay. I can't. Okay.
That's not a good
Hold on. The title of it, the first half would give it away. So I'm gonna give the second half, which is a freak's story. Okay.
I'm sorry. A freak's story? What in the what
Okay,
is this? Was it written by Ryan Murphy?
Hold on. Let me give you the names of the chapters. The first one is called Green Orbs of Heaven.
Is Qui-Gon Jinn involved?
What the hell is happening?
I can't read the chapter 2 one, but it involves Character A's dungeon.
No. Is this like a 50 Shades of Grey AU?
No.
Tarkin. Is Tarkin involved?
No. Okay. Here's the other thing I can give. It is a crossover, so it's Star Wars X something.
Harry Potter.
Oh, sorry. Okay, this might give it away a little bit. Star Wars X something in real life. Star Wars X RPF.
Only. This is Star Wars Character A / real person Character B. Is this an actor who was in Star Wars?
No. And it's not an actor.
Is it a politician?
No.
Those are the only. Is it Harry Styles? Is it
What?
I was actually gonna say the reason this is totally an aside, but this is an aside. But the reason that I have Harry Styles on my mind is because another fic I was gonna bring, but I couldn't figure it out, was one where where Hunter sold Echo to One Direction.
That's something to tell you.
Is it that one?
You have to guess who the other character is first.
Are they a Clone Wars character?
Yes, they are.
Are they a clone?
No, they are in every trilogy.
Yoda.
Yes.
No.
Wait, this is Yoda / Harry Styles?
Okay,
I need to know one thing. Which one of them is the dom in this relationship?
Hold on. They did say this was crack. I hope this is a joke.
What's the title though?
Okay, all right. So the tag is Sold to One Direction.
The fact that both of us had a Sold to One Direction fic that we were gonna bring.
Okay,
No.
the title of the fic is Captive Directions, a freak story. The summary is, get ready. Okay, I gotta get right through it. Yoda is sold to One Direction to make up for his war crime.
Actually, that's powerful. Do we know who sold him?
Wait,
Mace.
Mace said, "I'm done. I'm in charge now."
Wait, let's see if him and Harry fall in love. 2 question marks.
Powerful.
So Harry is the dom.
Yeah, it is a parody.
Yoda?
It is a parody of that one fic that we all know and love and joke about. That's like, they woke up and then apparently Yaddle is his mom. I don't know.
Oh, so it was Yaddle who sold him.
He was startled out of his thoughts by Yaddle yelling his nickname up the stairs. YN downstairs, you need to come down. I hate that nickname. I do. Thought Yoda as he crawled down each step.
Wait.
YN is funny because it's like, your name it is.
Wait.
Come again?
What?
I can't do it. I can't.
Klaudia, you sound like a lawnmower.
I'm gonna pass out.
I can't with this.
Robe swishing around his crusty body.
Yoda's crusty body or Harry's crusty body?
Yoda's.
It has to be a joke, right?
Here's a little piece of dialogue. Sold you to 1D I have. Pay for your war crimes you want.
What the fuck?
So true, bestie.
Iconic. Okay.
I feel like they really missed an opportunity with Yoda in The Empire Strikes Back. They could have done this.
I was like, I wanted to bring one up real quick, but
Yes.
Do it.
There's 2. One of them I already I think told Ollie and Mel a few weeks ago.
All right, then you guys have to be quiet and we have to guess.
My memory is so short. If I don't remember it, I will play along.
So this is rated explicit, and it's called Choosing Defiance.
Oh no.
Huh?
I don't remember this at all, if it makes you feel any better.
Okay, so the tags are character A / character B, and then original male character / original female character, character A, character B, Rook cast, Talzin parentheses Star Wars, Marion parentheses Star Wars, original Dathomirian characters.
Not the Night Sisters.
inappropriate use of the Force, past relationships, like BDSM, explicit consent, explicit sexual content, idiots in love, accidental marriage, Night Sisters parentheses Star Wars, alternate universe canon divergence, fanfiction of fanfiction, magic, friends to lovers, loyalty, slam poetry, rap battles, families of choice, extended families, declarations of love, porn with plot, porn with feelings, canon disabled character, physically disability, the dark side of the Force, anarchy, dark side positivity, character A is disabled, character A is a badass motherfucker, mental health issues, sex magic, kind of.
So I do
It
remember.
has to be Maul.
Okay, so I do remember us reading the tags. I have I think that I washed whatever the ship was from my mind.
Yeah, one is Maul. So
yeah, because he said disabled representation in Dathomir. I was like, that's
Okay,
Maul.
so
That's my
it is
king.
Maul. Okay, and the other characters are women.
no,
with
it is
Maul?
it's a gay ship.
Oh, and is it
It's
super
Obi-Wan.
cursed? Can you give us an era?
It is Clone Wars like prequels.
Ventress?
No, it's
It's gay.
gay.
Is it
Oh,
Obi-Wan?
it's gay. And it's something super cursed.
I think it's cursed.
Could you hear those tags and not assume it is cursed?
Is it a clone?
It's not a clone.
Is it a Jedi?
It's not a Jedi. It's someone who's not
Hondo?
Force sensitive. No.
Oh, I remember what it is.
Okay, because I don't know what this is. Fuck. Okay, so it's not a clone. It's not. Their character is not force sensitive.
Oh, they're not force sensitive at all, so they're not a Sith
They're not.
either.
Do they come up in any eras other than the Clone Wars? Like, are they in the?
Yeah,
sequel?
they're in Rebels.
Is it Thrawn?
No, it's not Thrawn. I know I'm CEO of Thrall, but it's not Thrawn.
Is it Chopper?
No.
Is it a droid?
Wait, sorry.
It's not a droid.
Force sensitive.
It is a person.
Is it Price?
No.
Is it somebody who shows up in Clone Wars or who just exists in the Clone Wars era?
They show up. They don't really speak, but they did show up.
Ollie is losing right now because they know who it
Ursa
is.
Wren?
No, it's gay.
I
But you're
just
getting
remembered-
warmer.
I think I just remembered.
It has to do with Mandalorians, so you're getting warmer.
Is it Korkie?
No. Oh God.
No, they don't speak?
They don't speak.
Mel and Ollie are flipping out right now.
Mel and I are both like I think both okay, I can't speak because
Slam poetry was my Winter Soldier trigger word, and it just took a minute to like click.
Wait.
You want to know who it is?
Wait, I need another
they can
clue.
do it. They can do it.
Okay, so it's a.
Are they
I said
so they're Mandalorian?
Mm-hmm.
Is it Pre Vizsla?
No,
No, is
Saxon?
it Olmec?
it's not Almec. What did you say, Noah?
Is it Gar Saxon?
Yeah, it's Gar Saxon.
Shut the fuck up!
Maul/Gar Saxon.
I can't.
Not this.
I cannot. Gar Saxon slam poetry.
It's the summary is: during the last days of Dathomir, Maul realizes that living by Sidious's rules is pointless, and that both he and his nearest and dearest deserve better from what little borrowed time is left for them. Gar Saxon, in particular, as it turns out, Dathomirian magic is powerful, especially on the night of a choosing, and some things are just meant to be. This is an AU of my Clone Wars/Rebels AU, 2 Against the Empire, which branches at the flashback since chapter 13.
Okay.
So you
the
have
other
to read
fic.
an entire 13 chapter long fic to understand because this is an AU of that fan fiction.
Yeah, that's why I said fanfiction. Fanfiction.
Gar
Powerful.
Saxon / Maul. I can't deal with this,
It's
bestie.
cheating on Thrall. I'm sorry.
I do have to add, y'all know those gamer chairs, those red and black gamer chairs.
That's why it was Gar Saxon gamer chair. that
Gar
one.
Gar Saxon looks like one of those gamer chairs once he gets his armor.
His
and
his Maul armor.
the
His marmor.
I do want to say, I was considering my gender, I think, for last week to be Gar Saxon Funko Pop. You guys should look that up if you haven't already seen
I
it.
hate Gar
I'm
Saxon
looking it up
Funko
right now.
Pop.
It's
Him in the Maul helmet, like his
I-
Maul cosplay, his Maulmer.
I hate Gar Saxon so much, and
Oh wow.
this is the idea of someone writing fic about him and having him be a main character. I'm so sorry. If you're a Gar Saxon fic writer, no hate to you. I just would love to know how your brain works.
That person, like, hasn't updated. They only had one chapter, and that was from last year, and they never updated it again.
Okay, yeah.
Wow, that one sure was crazy with Gamer Chair.
Yeah, with Gamer Chair Gar Saxon.
Okay, so we've gone down the most cursed of roads, which is on brand for us. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for joining us this week on RuPaul's Pod Race. Our episodes usually drop on Sundays. For more updates, more cursed shit, more cut for time content, you can follow us on our social media, which is always RuPaul's Pod Race. We're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, we're on TikTok, we're on Facebook. TikTok especially, because we want to get to 1K, because when we do get to 1K, Ollie will be doing something very special when we have the ability to do a live. Ollie, what will you be doing?
So there's some debate. We're still pretty far away. I think maybe in the next pod we'll reveal the actual thing, but I will be doing a live reading of something that many of you may know. Probably not the whole thing because it's a lot, but yeah, I'm gonna have a Mark Thompson moment.
So yeah, you have to help us get to 1K on TikTok in order to make that happen. And if you have the time, please leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. Even if you don't use Apple Podcasts, just pop in there, leave us a review. It helps us a lot. We'll see you next week for another episode. May the force be with you, and don't cook it up.
Waka waka.
Waka waka.
All right.
Jump scared.